So by now, we've pretty much all seen what Ben Roethlisberger said on his podcast to Kenny Pickett. Let's unpack that because there is a lot to go into. All right, so let's get into it. Ben Roethlisberger on his podcast, Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger, said that he kind of hoped that Kenny Pickett didn't have success early on last season. And he gave a reason why. He said that was because he didn't want fans to feel like Ben who. So, hypothetical, didn't happen. Hypothetical. Kenny goes out, starts week 1, lights up the NFL. He has a Patrick Mahomes MVP type of season, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, and he goes and he wins the Super Bowl as a rookie. That's kind of what Ben was worried about. Which, by the way, even if Kenny did that, not a single Pittsburgh Steelers fan is going to say, Ben who? Not one. This is the guy who took the Steelers, well, this is where, took, because he was not very good in the first Super Bowl, but he is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He played in a 3rd Super Bowl. This man played in 3 Super Bowls, and he has 2 rings to show for it. So, why would he possibly think that people would say, Ben who? To me, it's probably an arrogance thing. It's an ego thing. Because you want to be able to say you were the reason that team had success. Imagine if the Steelers had gone out and they had their first losing season under Mike Tomlin. Ben Roethlisberger, even with Bill Cowher, before Mike Tomlin got there, he never had a losing season. Ben Roethlisberger did not have one losing season in his career. Not one. So then it becomes, okay, you didn't have a single losing season. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. Steelers go out, they have a losing season. Does that validate Ben a little bit more? Yeah, maybe. But, he didn't say that he was actively rooting against Mitch. He was rooting against Kenny in the beginning. And he's a legend. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Dude has over 60,000 passing yards in his career. And that's with all the games he missed. So why would he possibly think? I'm asking that question again. Why would he possibly think that people are Ben who? And I think this is a more common thing in the NFL than people realize or people think. Because I think I was watching the Pat McAfee show. I might be wrong here, but I think that's who it was. And they said that Michael Irvin actually had a very similar thing where he hoped the Cowboys would lose. Because then it validates him more as a wide receiver. Not, hey, I don't want the wide receivers to do well. No, I want the Cowboys to lose as a whole. So it's obviously right now Michael Irvin loves the Cowboys. And he wants the Cowboys to win. He wants the Cowboys to go to Super Bowls. And he wants them to win them. So there is a buffer where it's, you know what? I accept what I did in my career. Shannon Sharp says this a lot. Where I accept what I did. I played to the best of my ability. I had a fantastic career. And that's it. So, Ben did say also, because if you listen to the entire thing, Ben does say that at one point he was rooting for Kenny. There reached a point where he got over the don't have success. I don't think he wanted Kenny to flat out fail, because you never really want anyone to flat out fail. Because at that point, that's their job, it's their livelihood, and it's over. So I don't think he ever wanted Kenny to, like, horrifically fail to the point where, you know, he's a first-round bust. But, you know, he just didn't want huge success, from what I understand. Because I did watch it, so as long as I understood Ben correctly and he articulated his words correctly, but he did say he ended up cheering for Kenny, and he might have been joking with this, but he said he has a Kenny Pickett jersey. Like I said, he might have been joking. But, you know, he holds nothing against Kenny. Kenny's, you know, hey, it's cool. I completely understand. We're good. Going into the season, Ben's going to be actively rooting for Kenny. And, like I said, he was cheering for Kenny towards the end. At some point during the season, he's like, you know what? I'm being silly about this. And he starts rooting for Kenny. He starts rooting for the Steelers as a whole. I don't know if he ever wasn't rooting for the Steelers. But if Kenny's going to have success, the Steelers would need to have success. And vice versa. If the Steelers are going to have success, then Kenny needs to. So, being the starting quarterback, you're kind of intertwined. So, obviously, I think more players have this feeling and they're just not saying, because then they're going to get judged like how Ben did. Ben got kind of judged for it. Just because it's, you know, I talk about arrogance, ego, and people might say, you know, your time's done, or, you know, that's your former team, how dare you. And right now, Ben is a fan. That's what he is. He's a very famous fan, but he's just a fan now of the Steelers. So, if you guys didn't listen to the entirety of the interview, I do suggest you go and listen to it, because I did, and if there's any context that wasn't given in any posts by anyone, you'll get it in the video. So if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. That way you know when I'm uploading, and I will see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching.